In this section, we'll focus on something every tester deals with: error messages. Sometimes they're clear, but often they make no sense at all. We'll see how to use ChatGPT to analyze and explain them, so you can quickly understand what went wrong and how to fix it. I'll show you how to copy error logs or console messages into AI and get a human-readable explanation within seconds. Not just what failed, but also why it happened and how you can solve it. This approach is especially powerful when working with automated tests, where errors can be long, confusing, and full of technical jargon. I've just opened the file with some example error messages that we'll be working with in this lesson. It includes different types of issues that can occur while testing, both in Cypress and Postman. Here are some typical examples. 404 not found. When the requested resource doesn't exist. Type error, which happens when the code tries to access a property that's undefined. Socket hangup, a common Postman error that appears when the server connection suddenly closes. And 401 unauthorized, meaning the request wasn't properly authenticated. We'll use these examples to see how ChatGPT can analyze them, explain what exactly happened, where the issue comes from, and how to fix it. You can also download this file from the resources section of the lesson and practice analyzing these errors on your own. Now I'm pasting the first error message into ChatGPT. Take a look at the prompt. I'm simply asking the AI to explain the message in plain English and suggest possible causes and fixes. In this case, we've got a Cypress error. CR.request failed with a response code 404 not found. That means Cypress tried to fetch data from a specific URL, but the API couldn't find the resource. It doesn't exist at that address. It's a great example to show how ChatGPT can turn a technical error into a clear explanation and even suggest what to check, like the ID, the endpoint, or a possible typo in the URL. As you can see, ChatGPT immediately explained this error in a very clear way. It pointed out that 404 not found simply means the resource. In this case, the Pokemon with ID 1000 doesn't exist in the API database. What's really nice is that ChatGPT didn't just explain the problem, it also suggested possible causes like a typo in the URL, a version change in the API, or an invalid ID, and then showed specific ways to fix it. For example, it recommends trying a valid ID like one, which is Bulbasaur, or updating the code to handle the 404 error gracefully. So instead of failing, the test actually verifies that the API correctly returns 404 for missing resources. This is a great demonstration of how AI can help not only with debugging, but also with learning better testing practices for real-world projects. Now I'm pasting the next error example. This time it's type error. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading body. This is a very common error you'll encounter when working with Cypress tests. It basically means that the code is trying to access a property, in this case, body, from an object that doesn't actually exist. In other words, Cypress expected to get a response from the API, but the response was undefined. So when the test tries to read response.body, it fails because there's nothing to read from. In a moment, we'll see how ChatGPT breaks this down step by step and explains what's happening behind the scenes, helping us understand and debug the issue. As you can see, ChatGPT breaks this error down step by step. It starts by explaining in plain English that the code tried to do something like SomeValue.body, but SomeValue itself was undefined, meaning the variable didn't exist at all. In JavaScript, you can't access a property from undefined, so it throws a type error and stops execution. Then ChatGPT shows what was happening behind the scenes. The JavaScript engine tried to evaluate the expression, found that the variable was empty, and, according to ECMA SCRIPT rules, raised an exception. This explanation is super helpful because it doesn't just describe the error, It also shows the logical sequence of how the problem occurred. That makes it much easier to understand why a test failed and where exactly the issue started. Now we're moving on to another common example, the socket hang-up error, which often shows up in Postman or Cypress. At first, it sounds mysterious because there's no clear HTTP status code like 404 or 500. Just a vague message saying socket hang-up. In this prompt, we'll ask ChatGPT to act as a QA mentor and explain the error in detail, what it actually means, what typically causes it, how to fix or prevent it, and how to detect similar issues in the future. You'll see that ChatGPT breaks it down very logically. It explains what happens behind the scenes during client-server communication when the connection suddenly drops. As you can see, ChatGPT gives a very complete explanation here. It starts by saying that socket hangup means the TCP connection between the client, in this case Postman, and the server was unexpectedly closed before the response was fully transmitted. Then it lists multiple possible causes. Sometimes the server closes the connection too early, sometimes Postman times out, and other times a firewall, proxy, or large request size can be the issue. In the next part, ChatGPT also provides practical troubleshooting steps, for example, reproducing the issue with curl-v, increasing the timeout in Postman, or checking server logs for messages like connection reset by peer or upstream timed out. This is a great example of how ChatGPT can help not only explain the error, but also guide you to think like a QA engineer, understanding the root cause, preventing recurrence, and learning how to diagnose similar problems in the future. So we've just gone through different types of errors, from simple ones like 404 not found, to deeper network level issues like socket hangup. In the end, ChatGPT shows how to compare errors and identify whether the issue lies on the client side, like Postman, or on the server side, which provides the HTTP response. For example, 404 not found means the resource doesn't exist, so that's a server-side or data issue, while 401 unauthorized means the client didn't provide valid credentials, so that's a client-side issue. Understanding this difference helps you diagnose API problems faster. You're not just reading an error code anymore, you're thinking like a QA engineer who understands the entire system flow.